Hey Kayla, Big Brother Spoilers from Instagram here. How are you feeling this morning?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. Better than I was yesterday and the past couple of days. Now I've had a night to sit with my feelings, jot some stuff down, and I feel a lot better and in a better headspace than I was yesterday, I think.
Avery and Victoria not only had the Hot Chocolate Alliance with you, but also worked closely with you inside the Women's Alliance. So why do you think they wanted to get you out?
I think there was fear, especially when they hadn't heard my side of the story. I think, with me um, saying what I did say about Bailey and the idea of entertaining a backdoor plan for her, and um, me spilling what Goose had whispered to me on Movie Massacre night. I think a mixture of that made them very wary of me. And I think the other stories about how I thought, I needed people with big competition wins out of this game, I think that scared them. And I think that contributed to why they wanted me out of the house.
Something that you mentioned in your preseason bio was that you could read a room fairly well. So did you see getting put up on the block coming, or was it a complete blindside when Avery put you up?
In the moment of the actual ceremony, I was blindsided because I didn't I guess I didn't read what was going on. However, in the days leading up to it, I did feel an energy shift with Avery specifically and with Spicy. I felt they were being very distant with me. There was multiple occasions where I'd ask, "Hey, are we good?" And you know, Avery had said that that was because I had a guilty conscience, but it was more or less because I felt the distance. Avery always called me K4. We related on the 444 angel number a lot. And so I called her A4. She called me K4. And eventually it started getting back to Kayla. She called me Kayla. And like, oh, how are you? Like, I just felt that distance and something changed. And that's why I think I kept asking her, hey, are we good? Like, I haven't seen you around very much. Like, are you okay? Is there something I can do? And I wish she had taken that opportunity to tell me what was going through her mind, because I feel like I could have put a lot of those stories to bed. But um, I didn't read it, I guess, well enough to know that I was going to be the person sitting on the block. Even during her speech, I was sitting there like, damn, like, who's she talking about? What's what? Like, and then she said my name. And even in that moment, I thought, oh, this is a really good show that I don't know about, but maybe she just wants that raw reaction. Like, I don't know. I thought she was playing with me or something. And then it wasn't until we went up to the HOH room and she had said what she had heard that I was like, hold on. This is not right.
Why did you choose not to out Hot Chocolate?
Because I still felt at that point that I could have saved this, and that I could have saved my place in the game. I knew that the only chance I had at doing that was to not blow up Hot Chocolate because I needed 3 votes, and it would have had to come from Spicy, Lexus, and Anthony. And I knew that I did say what I did say to about Bailey and the backdoor plan, and I knew Todd was very close to her. So if she wanted me out, he would have wanted me out as well. And I knew I didn't want to lie to her about that. So I tried to see if I could save my hot chocolate relationship, even though I knew me and Bailey's game relationship had probably ended there.
What are your feelings towards Bailey now that you're out of the game and you used the POV to save her earlier in the game?
Um, I think prior to Movie Massacre, like even when Movie Massacre happened and she didn't, knowing that I couldn't have gone into the room and and done anything for myself or my game, and she was the first person that went in there, I wish she would have put me in a better spot right off the bat, knowing that I couldn't go into the room. Um, so that was one thing I was like a little bit upset about, and I think that also contributed to why I wouldn't have minded to backdoor her. Um, but after our conversation, our one-on-one, after everything blew up, and seeing how receptive she was to hearing what I had to say, accepting my apology, and really just hearing me out, I really respected that about her, and it made me instantly regret even wanting to do that. And now I see why Avery is considering wanting to really work with her and move forward to the end with her over maybe Anthony, because she really is somebody that is really authentic in this game and will ride for the people that she's loyal to. So
If you had won the POV this week, what would have been your plans?
I probably would have kept things the same. And I would have really wanted to get Todd out. Um, at that point, I truly think I would have probably talked to Bailey and explained to her why. And maybe then she would have, because she did say that had I known I had felt this way, that she would have considered also like sending Todd home. Um, because she did say she prioritized me over Todd, which I didn't know before. But between Todd and Tola, even if like the rest of the group really wanted Tola gone, I would have been okay with that, because then at least I knew that, okay, yes, Todd and Bailey are still in the game together, but at least we're doing that together. Like the five of us would be doing this thing together and riding through the next week.
During the movie night massacre, you were put in the block. Did you know right away who put you up?
Um, I did have an inkling. It wasn't until Anthony walked out of the room, and he, after beforehand, he was nodding to me. He was like, I got you, giving me that reassurance. And then when he walked out of the room, the look he had was almost like there was nothing I could do. Like the work had already been done. I couldn't save you. And I remember at one point he pointed to Tola and Todd. And so I'm like, I don't know what happened. And it wasn't until I saw the game board show up on the screen that I understand what everybody had to do when they went in there. And I started to realize that, okay, Todd or Tola put me on the block. I didn't think it was Tola. I still don't think it was Tola, because it didn't make sense as to why he would have wanted me on the block. But I definitely, the fact that nobody was making eye contact with me was a really telling tale that something was wrong in my game. I didn't know what, but I was like, something is seriously wrong here. Nobody's looking at me.
After you won the POV during Movie Night Massacre, Victoria chose to put Elijah on the block. Was Elijah who you want to be nominated? If not, then who?
No, he was not somebody that I wanted to be put up on the block or go home. I think Todd or Tola, who had openly shown that they wanted to put me and Avery in a situation, I think that should have been enough to want to put them on the block. But I couldn't do anything to save him. I thought that we could have gotten rid of Goose at any point of the game. We didn't need to backdoor him, is what I'm trying to say, because he had been on the block 4 times. He didn't win any of the POVs, so it wouldn't have been that hard to get him out of the house if that's what we wanted to do. Todd and Tola would have been a bit of a harder move to make. So I thought that was the best opportunity to do so, considering they had shown their cards and their true colors and put us up on the block, but she chose not to.
Was the Hot Chocolate Alliance the group that you wanted to go to the Final Five with?
Yes, that was definitely my priority. I thought that everybody else felt like that too, but I know Avery had made a comment to me in the green room before I left that, she was like, I'm not sure, because I really started to like Bailey and playing the game with her. And I was like, okay, well, had I known that, I would have been more open to, I probably wouldn't have pitched a backdoor Bailey plan. Like, obviously, those two things clash. But I wanted to see Final Five with Hot Chocolate for sure.
Do you regret evicting Janine and Don in the first 2 weeks, since the women made a pact very early in the game and they were both on your side?
Janine, I think, was unnecessary to send home, but with Avery on the block next to her, I think that was Anthony's way of really securing that Janine would have went home. So in that moment, I had to make that choice, and I prioritized Avery over her. With Donna, there was a lot of scenarios where private conversations were happening, and it was a lot of doubt, because we're supposed to be working together as girls. Why are you pulling Bailey for private conversations, or why are you talking with Todd so much in private conversations, and us never knowing what those conversations were about, or moving away. When we would be there, you would go to another room or move further away from us. Just things like that didn't rub me the right way and caused enough doubt to be like, okay, well, then she's got to go. And then when she was put on the block, Anthony had made a point that she pretty much blew up the whole girls' alliance to him in her campaign. And I think that was just the cherry on top.
So moving on to talk about the remaining players, we're going to do a word association to describe the remaining house game. So I'll say someone's name, and you say the first word that pops into your head to describe their game. So
Okay.
we'll start off with Anthony.
Conductor.
Avery.
Reliable.
Bailey.
Persistent.
Lexus.
Influenced.
Todd.
Bit of a late bloomer.
Tola.
Resilient.
And Victoria.
Smart.
Can you rank the remaining players based on how likely you would be to vote for them?
Yes, I think I would vote for Avery. Then I would vote for Spicy, or I would vote for Bailey, tinkering between 2 and 3 for them. Anthony, Lexus, Tola, and Todd.
Are you going to be anti-returning player at all, or will you be voting solely based on gameplay, whether they're a new player or returning player?
No, I will definitely be voting based on what game they played in our season, because I did watch Spicy season, but I didn't watch Anthony's season. So, and I feel like even in Spicy season, I didn't even get a chance to really see her thrive in the way that I've been able to see her thrive this season. So I definitely think it's even playing field for all.
Who do you feel is most responsible for your eviction?
I think Anthony had a lot to do with it. I think that he was able to just have a lot of conversations with people, and the way that he's able to portray something and speak, and he's very good with his words, and I think that people could get blinded by that a little bit. So I definitely have to say Anthony.
Who do you feel the most betrayed by?
I have to say Spicy and Avery, only because I'm still struggling to even fathom the fact that they didn't believe me. Even if at the end of the day, I think they did start to believe me by the end of it. I think in the moment of them hearing what was said about me and what I was apparently saying about them, that they were even considering that I actually would be saying these things, despite hanging out with them every day, being around them all the time. Like, when is there even an opportunity for me to say these things? And I am in the same boat as you with competition wins. And I know I'm not concerned about that. I'm encouraging that for us. So
what is your biggest regret?
I wish that I kept more to myself. Like, I wish I didn't feel the need. Maybe it's my lack of ability to be able to keep a secret, but when I do tell a secret, I do tell it to people that I trust, and maybe I was too trusting and too open. So I think I would have done more to maybe think about the repercussions of what I'm saying before I say it.
Last question. Who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
I would love if Spicy, Avery, or Bailey were to win. I think that Anthony has a really good chance at winning, just with the way and the connections that he has in the house, though. So I think that's something that I hope the rest of the people in the house are also keeping an eye on.
All right, Kayla, I know you have a lot of interviews to get to today, so thanks for making the time to chat with me.
Oh, thank you so much, Josh.